In a short that I did, I related the fall of the American Empire to the collapse of the Roman Empire. And there was actually a few people in my comments who had something to say. Now, one of them was so disrespectful that I had to delete the comment, and I should have put this person on blast, but I did not. But I wanted to go into depth in what I meant when I said that. So, first off, the Roman Empire didn't fall in one day. It didn't fall in a matter of weeks, it didn't fall in a matter of years. It took a very long time for it to fall. And I feel like that is what's happening with America. So when I say the collapse of the American empire, excuse me, I'm not saying that America is going down today or tomorrow. But what I am saying is that we have been within this bubble for a long time of a downcline. And this downcline is, in my eyes, is very apparent and it's very evident. But I think that's because I recognize historical patterns. I mean, I recognize patterns with people in general, but historical patterns as well. And one thing, so I'm going to let y'all know the things that, you know, brought the Roman Empire to collapsing and how that relates to America. So, one, we have that there was this huge disparity between the rich and the poor, a huge gap between the rich and the poor. And taxes were really high at the time. What does this mean? Well, it means there was more poor people in the world than there was rich people. The poor people were paying all the taxes. So things weren't getting done and things couldn't get accomplished because they did not have the rich people paying the taxes like they had the poor people paying the taxes. That's happening in America right now. Two, the military was stretched too thin. As you take over lands and as the Roman Empire took over lands, right, they implanted their military and they implanted their military with locals, right? Which, weakens your military, but also the military was everywhere. And if you're everywhere, then you're not exactly at home where you're supposed to be. That's an issue. America has done that. For every ally that we have, every country that we have been to that we're helping or developing, our military lingers within their country. You can't be everywhere all the time, right? Right. Two or three, I'm sorry. Our economic disparity that we're going through. So, as you guys are seeing, China's number two when it comes to economics, and we're still number one, but that could change. All it would take was for a couple of countries to agree that they no longer cared about the American dollar and wanted to utilize the American dollar. And this may sound like that will never happen, but you just don't know. This is why it's a fall, right? Think about it. When you trip, you didn't plan on tripping. When you trip and fell down them stairs, you did not plan on falling down those stairs. So this is why we call it a fall. I can't predict that we're going to fall, but I can see a pattern and I can see where we have been in the past and where we are now. So another thing with the Romans is there became this lack of trust in government. Now here's the fun part. There wasn't just a lack in trust in the civilians not trusting the people who were in political positions. There were people in political positions who weren't trusting each other, which is a big deal. Like we know what happened with Julius Caesar when his constituents all stabbed him in the back. Literally. That's crazy, right? Um, and then the final thing is not getting along with neighboring countries. So you cannot bully another country. You can't tell them who to buy from, who not to buy from. You can't try to punish them, essentially. We don't live in those times. All countries deem themselves as powerful, and all world leaders deem themselves as gods. So essentially, America, we're having a hard time lately, as of lately, with getting along with other countries. And Rome found themselves having a hard time as well. So when I say that America is experiencing the same type of fall, that Rome experienced, what I am saying is let's relate what happened in the Roman Empire and what's happening in the American one. Right now, NATO is laughing at the face of Ukraine and America as Russia bombs the hell out of Ukraine. I mean, it's not funny, but that's what's happening. They're laughing. They don't care. They're not going to stop it. They're not going to help Ukraine. They're not going to give Ukraine any more money. They're going to allow America to continue to give the money. And NATO and the EU is going to do whatever they feel like doing. They're not going to put sanctions on Russian oil. They're just not. And it's giving the Roman Empire, Julius Caesar era feeling. It's giving this man, meaning Donald Trump, thinks that he's in charge, but he's slowly but surely being stabbed in the back. Our military is everywhere, spread thin across the US now, or at least they're trying to, spread thin across the world. Meanwhile, you have China having their military parade with North Korea attending. You have North Korea who's going to have their military parade this October. You have Russia out there playing war games. Now, here's the thing, if Russia's playing war games, that means we've already played them because we're always a step ahead. But that doesn't mean that things can't heat up. And I'm not trying to fearmonger, but I want us to think about what that looks like for us when you have all these different countries coming together and they're flexing their military power. And the people who we are friends with and who we are allies with, when we're asking them to assist us in ending a war, which we haven't, honestly, we have no business even being a part of, but we are. Um, our constituents are like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to do that. I'll show up for some meetings. I'll show up for a couple of photo ops. But essentially, I'm not ending anything. I'm not going to ask Russia to do anything. I'm not going to give any money. I'm just not doing it. And I see America scrambling. You all may not see the scramble and the panic, but I do. We're scrambling on the inside and we're scrambling on the outside because it's getting real murky as to who our friends are and who our friends aren't. And we're doing things to sabotage our own selves by continuing the ignorant racist playbook. So we're already doing things to hurt ourselves and to continue the Christian playbook. And we're continuing the rich man's playbook. And everybody's getting played a little bit differently, right? The rich are playing the poor because they're saying, okay, racist white people, you are never going to be at the level that we're at. But if you can eradicate all these people from our country and you can scare them, you can be above them. And if you're above them, then that will make you feel good. That'll make you feel good enough to do things like go work at the farms that, we emptied out the Mexicans at. Go work at the plants. We may need you to be miners again. We may need you to build car plants and oil rigs. We may need you to do all those things you don't want to do. And so we would like to employ an old tactic that we have where we make you hate everyone else that doesn't look like you. We make you fear them. And you're going to act a fool. And these people are going to react in a certain way. And you are going to be their managers and their bosses. And then we're going to stay in charge. And we're going to get everything that we want in this world. And the gap between the rich and the poor is going to get bigger and bigger. But I'm going to make you feel like you're powerful. I'm going to make you feel good. See, that's a tactic that's already been used. And I don't think it's going to work this time. And I believe that America is going to find that it's going to screw itself from the inside. And it's going to get screwed from the outside. So buckle up, sweetheart, because this is going to be an exciting ride. And I just kind of have a feeling that some people are safe and some people aren't, but we'll see. As the world turns,